Hello, the internet. We're here. Oh, hang on. There we go. Yeah, just double checking. Yeah, we got my mic is good. Patrick, give us a sound.
One, two,
Beautiful.
testing. One.
Testing, testing. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We are just hanging out, and we are going to review this lovely book, which you can see the big splash art right now. Um, and it is a game called Everyday Heroes. We've got some cool stuff to talk about with this one. Um, Today, I have Patrick McGeehan with me. Hey, bud.
That's me.
You all might know Patrick from our stream on Mondays.
From every one of them.
Yeah. Of course, we play Hellbreakers, Second Mondays, an Expanse RPG actual play. Patrick, you were also, of course, in our Acton Cthulhu Falcons of Fortune game.
That is true. That is a fact.
So, do you like RPGs?
Well, I mean, I do it because I'm a good friend.
Of
just
course.
really just to placate you.
Thank
That's
you.
why I've played in 2 dozen-ish RPGs, probably.
That's a low estimate.
I think that's a low estimate.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. We also have some thematic thunderstorm going on here in good old
Howdy.
Edmonton.
So far, just stream just kills out. That's why.
Yeah, if that happens, something got struck by lightning, and we'll say on Twitter we're so sorry. Let's see. Stuff. If you're checking us out for the first time, welcome. This is live right now on twitch.tv/Massive Damage Adventures. The VOD will go up on YouTube at youtube.com/@SkyhammerPress. Just flipping through the book, having fun. I backed this Kickstarter, the Everyday Heroes Kickstarter, last year, and so I paid for this and everything. But we are affiliates with Evil Genius Games, which means if I press this little button, a QR code appears on the screen, and you can scan that, and it'll bring you directly to their web store. And any purchase you make supports us and the stream, so please do. And if you don't want the QR code, you can look in the Twitch chat, and there's a direct link right there, and then that link will also be in the description of the YouTube video. What else? Well, let's start with just an explanation of what the game is, and then we'll flip through a little bit. So, from their marketing, Everyday Heroes RPG is a modern-day tabletop role-playing system based on D20 Modern and updated for the 5th edition. It offers flexible rules to create contemporary characters and provides everything needed to run a modern-day campaign: action, combat, hacking, and much more. The Kickstarter that they ran went through last year with about 4,000, a little over 4,000 backers, and raised just about 400,000 US. They are running a second Kickstarter right now called the Legendary Bundle. It's up for another 5 days, 4 days if you're catching this on YouTube. And they've already beat their funding goal, and they're looking at some stretch goals. We might talk about that a little bit later, but the really cool thing about that is that it is funding 2 full campaigns for 2 of their cinematic scenarios, for Kong Skull Island and for Pacific Rim. Yeah, full campaigns. They're calling them cinematic. They're called CAPs. I don't remember what the CAP stands for, but look it up. Go to the Kickstarter, check it out. Also, you are currently listening to the official Everyday Heroes Syrinscape. So Syrinscape is on the Everyday Heroes stuff, and even if you're not playing this, if you're just playing some modern game, you can use these wonderful sound sets. They have a shopping mall, a subway, and a dockyard, and they're making a whole bunch as they go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Right now we're currently listening to Welcome to New York Max. And actually, yeah, so let's just pop that up real quick. In the original, I'm gonna hide it again. In the original Kickstarter, they also funded a season of cinematic adventures. So six licensed movie properties that they would make a big adventure, a 100-page adventure in with, well, you know, a 100-page book with an adventure and a whole bunch of extra rules so that you could play in that world, in that setting. So now I'm going to put up the thing that, Patrick, could you do a drum roll? Oh, thank you, thank you. So yeah, you can see, and this is not release order, but they have Kong, Skull Island, Pacific Rim, Highlander, The Crow, Total Recall, Rambo, Escape from New York, and Universal Soldier. And that's actually 8.
I was going to say
that's not 6.
It's like 6, but more.
It's like 6, but more. It's because I was like, wait, they said that they were going to do one a month. No, they didn't. They said that they were going to do one every 2 months. No, they were going to do 2 every 6 weeks. It changed throughout the Kickstarter. But what we have right now in our hands is Escape from New York and The Crow came out right away. Kong and Pacific Rim came out a couple of months ago, and now they're running the new Kickstarter. And Highlander and Total Recall were released like last week. And so they're still just waiting on Rambo and Universal Soldier. Pretty cool things.
I need to know how that Rambo plays.
Okay, so let's just like jump right into it. I have flipped through this book already, and Patrick, you've seen a little bit of it.
I've looked at a book.
You've looked at a book. This is the book. This is the super heavy, like 450-page tome with a lovely ribbon bookmark. The cool thing to know about this, of course, is that it is 5th edition. And at the back, Appendix A, page 441, actually gives you a list of all the changes that they've made. So just to like quickly say a couple of top highlights before we get into the book and start flipping through, there are only 10 levels. It does not go to level 20. Classes are broken up into 2 components, archetype and class. So there's an archetype for each attribute, and then there's classes underneath the archetype that are basically subclasses. Armor is different. It doesn't increase your defense. It actually just protects you from death. And they've got good mechanics for chases. They've expanded first aid. Ooh, feats are incredibly important. You get a feat like every 2 levels. They've expanded their use, and they are a core rule, not an optional rule. I think it's really, really cool. We'll get there when we get there. And multi-classing is done through feats.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I've always loved feats as a thing that you just get.
Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, so let's start flipping through. And if
No.
What's up?
I just read that there's friendly fire.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, no.
All right, and then so people hanging out in the chat as we're going, feel free to ask questions. I got it up. We'll take a look. We'll get to your questions as we see them. So we got this lovely thing right here. Let's flip in. We got, open page with the credits, link to Syrinscape, good old table of contents. Patrick, I'm just doing like 2-page spreads.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm flipping through. We got a foreword from Jeff Grubb here, who is one of the lead designers, along with a couple of other names right here in the second paragraph that did D20 Modern. And I really enjoyed D20 Modern. We didn't play a ton of it, but we did play it.
It was fun what we did play.
Yeah.
4,000 years ago.
In the depths of time. So we got a regular welcome, saying that, they're the spiritual successor, regular stuff, what you need to play, how to use this rule book. yada yada yada. Example of role playing, pretty standard stuff. Good regarding diversity section. Evil Genius Games is committed to the idea that games should be enjoyed by everyone. For us, that means both representing a wide range of heroes in our games and encouraging players to express these concepts without any limitations imposed by the rules. For these reasons, we don't use the rules to model race, gender, sexuality, disability, or similar topics of social identity.
That's good stuff.
I like it when a company just wears their values on their sleeves. Tells me if I want to... Was that thunder?
Did you not hear that?
I just heard it.
That sounded like it was in my house.
I thought something in your house fell down.
It's what it felt like.
I like a company that wears their values on their sleeve. Then I know if I want to spend money with them.
100%. Forefrontedness.
Yeah. Let's see. Style of play, dice, core mechanics, all really straightforward stuff. Right now we're not seeing anything that's like different from 5th edition D&D. Got a section on rules jargon. Our first little bit of art with somebody cleaning a gun. Ooh, and now we're going to go right into part 1, heroes. You ready?
I'm here.
Cool. Creating heroes. 3 approaches. Yeah, we're just holding your hand, and then we're going to talk about creating a character. This is just like player's handbook stuff. It's solidly written. It's well laid out. Here we go. So pages 24, 25, Patrick?
Yeah, I'm here.
Archetypes and classes table. This is super cool, and I love that they put the simplicity column, right?
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah,
especially for new people.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when we get to smart heroes, they are complex.
Yeah.
So it's good to know.
That looks I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. The smashy guys, that's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Those are the simple ones. I like that. I also like having a table with everything out laid out. I know how to talk.
You know how to talk. Yeah. Cool.
That is handy.
Page 26, 27. Notable that if you use point buy, you can't get above 15. They recommend, or they have a bunch of different options: standard set, point buy, rolling ability scores, standard PHB stuff. Yeah.
Can you not get? You can't get above 15 in 5e either.
In point buy?
Yeah, not just for your base abilities. It's racial modifiers and stuff that bump you up.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess it's been so long since I've actually done that without D&D Beyond. When I'm just like, fair. You do the thing. Do the thing for me.
Yeah. It's usually 17 is the highest you can get with a +2 from race or whatever.
Exactly. There you go. All right. Flipping through. No experience. All levels are milestone.
I prefer that. I've never liked experience tracking.
Yeah, me neither.
It always felt too groveling.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just so weird because, I don't actually want to give one player more experience than the other when the difference is, do they level this week or next week?
Yeah.
Everybody level up at the same time.
And it's always awful when it's someone was trying real hard to level, and now you're behind because you were just trying to play the game.
Yeah. And, in a system like Star Wars, which we got to play again this week, the Edge of the Empire system, Force and Destiny, yada yada, by Fantasy Flight Games, actually now by Edge Studios. If you get 5 experience, you could buy a new talent. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
To be yeah, Patrick, you did some extra cool roleplay. You get an extra 5 experience today. In the grand scheme, it doesn't make you feel like you're behind.
It's true, and that's I think that's a little bit of a different leveling system where it's not jumping that tier.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Just kind of padding yourself.
Yeah, but then as soon as you go into a game that has tiers, just put everybody at the same time.
Yeah. Just all ding at the same time.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with Chapter 2, Backgrounds. So background is going to give you an ability score increase, a language, skill proficiencies, equipment proficiencies, and iconic equipment. Oh, and a special feature.
Ooh. So that's where they took out races, because everybody's just be whatever. Who cares? That's not going to modify your ability. Now here's a reason why you're slightly different from everyone else.
Yeah. And so you want to pick one and read it out?
Let's go with... Scroll down. Let's go with LARPer.
Yeah, that's a good one to go with.
Spent your weekends pretending to be a warrior of a past era, wizard, vampire, or the like. While the pastime didn't necessarily prepare you for the modern life, it did give you some unusual skills. This is actually really cool. Ability score increase your strength or dex by 1 to a maximum of 20. Language, choose one invented language. I need to play this system immediately for the fun of that.
So I'm just going to jump in and say that is what this book does. As soon as we get to the archetypes, you're going to be like, I want to play this because I want to play that. They're really good at doing this.
Very quickly, I'm already in on this. Because what do you get? You get some equipment proficiencies of basic equipment and historical equipment, iconic equipment, a badass costume. That is what the book says. And some foam-covered sticks. Your special feature is playing possum. You gain advantage on charisma deception checks made to appear dead or wounded because you've done it a bunch.
That's great. All right.
I love this.
I'm going to pick...
Fairly sold.
I'm going to pick Orphan because so many people, it's the orphan, right?
Of course.
Okay. Your childhood contains a tragedy. We're playing an RPG. Since you lost both your parents, raised in part by the state, you learned to make connections wherever you could. Increase your constitution or charisma score by 1 to a maximum of 20. Choose either endurance or persuasion for skill proficiencies. Iconic equipment, your father's watch or your mother's pendant. Not like a pearl necklace or...
No, it's a little 5-pointed star in a circle.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's perfect. Special feature, Survivor. You can re-roll one failed saving throw. You cannot use this feature again until you finish a long rest.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Oh,
Let's just track slightly over to the right there.
To Raised by Assassins.
Raised by Assassins with the accompanying photo.
I love that photo with it. That's so good. The baby is holding a shuriken.
Yes, that's incredibly unsafe.
Cool. What is the iconic equipment? They don't get a special feature?
They do not get a special feature.
Rural Family also doesn't get a special feature. Huh. It's interesting. I wonder if... Do they get more? Choose one additional language and keep it secret from your team. You only get one proficiency. Basic equipment and advanced equipment. Iconic equipment. A memento of your lost childhood innocence. Interesting.
It is strange.
I wonder if that's cut off. But it would be weird if Rural Family didn't have a special feature, because that's... Like, there's space in the outline to have dropped that down. Or in the layout, I mean.
Everything else has it.
That's interesting. Well, maybe they will errata it.
Yeah, it's very possibly just an error.
Possibly an error. They also have on page 38 creating new backgrounds. And just give you the guidelines to making your own.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Interesting. All right, then we go into professions. So, what do professions give us? You choose one profession. There's a non-exhaustive listing of possible roles within the profession. You get an ability score increase, a noted language, more skill proficiencies, more equipment proficiencies, more iconic equipment, and your wealth level.
Ooh.
So,
It's going to be one of those games.
It's actually going to be a lot easier than one of those games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's easier. You want to pick one?
Let's go down to... we'll go to medicine.
Medicine. And yes, there is the priest on the motorcycle.
Possibly best photo or piece of art I've ever seen in a game.
He's looking very happy.
He's so happy to be out riding.
All right, medicine.
Medicine. Your dedication to the practice of medicine has given you the opportunity to save many lives and make a difference for everyday people.
Oh, that's the game.
The practice is both an intellectual challenge and a weighty responsibility. It gives you a ton of possible sample careers.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Ability score increase. So there's another ability score. Increase your intelligence and 2 other ability scores of your choice by 1. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Skill proficiencies in insight and medicine. Shocking. Iconic equipment. Medical license. A prescription pad and a first aid kit. Only wealth level 3. I don't know what the table of wealth levels lead up to, but
4 is high, so I'm surprised that it's at 3. Medicine seems like it would be higher.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like law is 4, intelligence is 4, independent is 4, information technology is 4. Why isn't medicine 4?
Very, yeah, that's...
I mean, I guess they put dentist, nurse, physician, surgeon, veterinarian all together, so...
Yeah. Your special feature is prescriptions. You have access to a range of prescription pharmaceuticals and otherwise restricted drugs pertaining to your medical discipline. Abuse of this power can put you in serious legal jeopardy. They were like, let's give you a power. It's got a cost.
Be careful. Cool. Let's check out trades. You enjoy working with your hands and your mind, building and fixing useful things. If they don't find you handsome, they will at least find you handy. Some red-green love.
I am a fan of whoever wrote this book.
Yeah.
The people that wrote
Good
this book.
job, team. Sample careers: carpenter, construction worker, electrician, flooring specialist, plumber, shoemaker, tailor. Ability score increase: dex, and 2 others of your choice by 1, max of 20. Skill proficiencies: arts and crafts and mechanics. You get a tool belt, mechanics kit, laptop, computer, and a small workshop. I mean, do you get all of that? Let me just go back and check. You gain the listed proficiency. You do not automatically have the items associated. No, sorry, iconic equipment. If they don't fit your specific job, check with your GM for equivalent substitutions. Wow. All right.
You just get all that.
You get all of that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Special feature. Handy. Choose a specific trade you focus on. You gain advantage on intelligence checks for activities performed in the practice of that trade. Love it.
Pretty great.
And then on page 48, 49 pages, they give you a table for creating your own professions.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, wealth level 4 is a 2.5, wealth level 3 is a 1.5, and you have 6 points to build stuff with.
Cool.
Yeah, nice. Are there any that start at wealth level 5? I don't see any. Customer service is a 1.
Ooh.
Finance starts at a 5.
There you go. A large office, professional clothes, and a luxury car.
Ooh. All right. So we're into archetypes and classes. Rather than go through like everything it gives you, let's just pop into the archetypes and start with strong heroes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Look at that lady with her cool raccoon friend.
Talk about that art. Get big or get broken, my friend. Your choice. I'm attracted to good old Jax, which I assume is this character.
It must be that character. All right. So one of the strong heroes based on the strength attribute. So we're going to see the same stuff on every archetype. hit dice, starting hit points at higher levels, and a defense bonus. So as you level up.
Is that just base per, like, strong heroes all get this, and then you get your sub?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got these things at every 10 or at every level for the 10 levels. You get reckless attack and some class talents. At level 2 you get power attack and 2 minor feats or 1 major feat. So that's a new thing. Feats have
cool.
different tiers. You get a class talent at every odd level, and you get feats at every even level.
Oh, so you're just getting feet left, right, and center.
Yeah. You get tons of them. And then, so reckless attack is just like Barbarian's reckless. Power attack is just like the feat power attack, but it's built into the class. And then, if we go into strong heroes, we have a brawler, we have a heavy gunner, we have an MMA fighter, and those are our options. And then so you can see they've got talents that you get at each odd level. Which one do you want to look at? Or chat, you could tell us which one. We got a bunch of people hanging out in the chat. So again, those were brawler, heavy gunner, and MMA fighter. Which one do you want, Patrick?
I mean, if you just look at the art for heavy gunner,
yeah,
it calls to me.
You leverage your beefy biceps by using them to treat big guns as if they're made of plastic.
The louder the gun, the bigger the explosion, the wider your smile. That is accurate.
Yeah. And so, salvo, first level. Let's take a look at the first level abilities. Big guns. You want to read them?
Oh, that's cool. Big guns. You can use strength instead of dexterity when you make a ranged attack with a ranged weapon that doesn't have the light property. In addition, you can ignore the stationary property of weapons. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is a new thing that I've never seen before. In salvo, you can use your reckless attack talent and the power attack talent when you get it when making attacks with ranged weapons that don't have the light property. That's sick.
Yeah, that's super cool. And then the level 9 ability. Nice.
Ultimate carnage. You had 1 damage die to your... I mean, that's just fantastic.
Yeah, add a damage die to your weapon range damage rolls. Cool. I love it.
This is, I'm gonna make one of these.
You're gonna make one of those?
Yeah. I'm gonna make like 10 characters, but
yeah, and then the MMA fighters got some cool stuff. If we jump straight to agile heroes, so immediately we can see the hit dice are D8s instead of D10s. Again, we've got proficiency bonus, defense bonus, same breakdown, but now we have advantage on initiative rolls with fast reflexes, and you can take the dash or disengage as a bonus action starting at level 2.
Pretty roguey.
Yeah, and additional stuff for foot chases. Whoops. All right. So our classes for agile heroes are martial artist. Love the art for Lakeisha Brown.
Yep.
And dude on the right is also super cool. Just the leopard print pants with matching gloves and belt, and then an ankh hanging. Looks so good. So, it's our monk type character. Then we've got a scoundrel, which is our rogue type character. We get our vital strike, which is sneak attack, going up to 5d6 by level 9. Then we got sharpshooters. So sharpshooter was the one where as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is the one I'd make. I'd make a cool sharpshooter. The first ability is called gunslinging.
Okay. Big fan of that.
Right?
Oh, you can Lara Croft reload.
Yeah, you can reload 2 guns as part of the same action without needing a free hand.
That's amazing.
The level 9 ability, once during your turn, when you take the attack action, you can make 3 ranged attacks as part of that action. This talent supersedes advanced combat training, which a bunch of the fighter types get at level 5, which is just attack twice. Standard stuff.
Standard stuff.
Tough heroes. Hondo's a big dude.
Sick ass tats.
So now we get our first like new column. We got tough as nails. We're starting at level 2. They get damage reduction.
Ooh.
Right?
That's kind of sick. Oh, and they got D12 hit dice too. It's like the barbarian without all the barbarian stuff.
Yeah.
It's like split it on multiple things.
So payback. You gain a +2 bonus on one attack roll against an opponent who has damaged you since the end of your last turn.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. And then, of course, like, you're taking the hits, but you got the damage reduction. And it's against all damage types, equal to your proficiency bonus.
Wow. That's even better.
Yeah. All right, so the classes are Bodyguard, Commando, and Scrapper. Yeah, those are 3. Anyone you want to take a look at? I like Bodyguard.
I mean, I like the sound of Scrapper.
All right, take it away. Let's take a look at it.
So a Scrapper, first of all, love that art. That guy has clearly been scrapping.
I also like how he's a completely different look than the Bodyguard and the guy from Tough Hero.
But he looked, if I were to see this picture, tough is how I would describe this person.
Yep.
They have taken a lot of damage and do not appear ready to stop. Their Scrapper talents, Opportunist at level 1, which has a bunch of stuff. Enemies taking the disengage action provoke attack of opportunities from you before leaving your reach. That's cool. Why do you not like that, Merrick?
Just keep on reading. Stupid Sentinel feat.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. I'm gonna make one of these. I'm gonna make everything. Enemies within your reach that attack one of your allies provoke an opportunity attack from you. That sounds familiar. When you damage an opponent with an opportunity attack, their speed becomes 0. This is the Sentinel feat in a class. That's cool.
Coffee says they look like they live in a fighting game.
Yeah, and it's near the end of the fight. Ultimate brutality. That's just adding more damage. That's fantastic.
Nice. I actually want to pop in to With Interest, the level 3 one, which is very cool. When you apply your payback talents bonus, which is the fact that you get the +2 to attack if you've been hit, or you hit an opponent with an opportunity attack, you deal an additional d6. And the amount of extra damage increases based on your levels. So at level 3, it's the 1d6, then 2d6, 3d6, 4d6, every odd level.
I think Scrapper's rising to the tip top.
Scrapper's pretty cool.
Plus you get, as your weapons, first of all, your equipment pack, Thug Pack is what they recommend.
Thug Pack.
Brass knuckles or a sledgehammer.
Okay, a sledgehammer is freaking cool. Oh, man.
When are we playing this?
Oh, God, I know, right? We're only 30 minutes in, Patrick. Or, I mean, we're already 30 minutes in.
I'm already hooked.
This is a great game.
I'm already into this, and I want to immediately start making characters.
Like, it's a solid... It gets you excited about what you can do with these characters. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pop into Smart Heroes. So these are the complex ones. So you can see that on their table... For the archetype, they have genius points and they have plans.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you start at level 1, you have a limited number of plans, and so it's 1, or it's your intelligence modifier, minimum 1, plus half your hero level rounded down. It's just, yada yada. You select plans. Let's skip to the next page. You get a plan save DC, and yes, these are effectively spells.
Yeah, that's what they sound like. They sound like magic spells.
Yeah. So the cool thing is they're like heist movie things where you can rewrite the past by knowing something or doing something. And then this next 2 pages are the shared plans that every smart hero can have. And then each class has a different personal list.
Okay,
So, like if we go with not when a plan comes together, because that's about like making a plan you did better. Let's go with know the layout. You knew you were going to end up here, so naturally you carefully studied the blueprints. Or perhaps you've researched so many similar locations that you can perfectly predict the layout. When you enact this plan, which does not require any action, the GM reveals one of the following facts of your choice. All entrances and exits from the building, the number of guards normally stationed, the type of security systems installed in the building, which floor of the building a given person or object is located on, the location of all stairs and elevators in the building, the location of one secret room or door within the building, or the fastest path from one location in the building to another. As you get to your odd levels, it goes up to 2, 3, 4, or 5 facts of your choice.
I've discovered a problem.
That you want to make all the characters?
I want to make all of the characters.
That's good. So yeah, if we go back to the Smart Heroes table, you spend 1 genius point to do one of these plans. You get 1 genius point back when you take a short rest. You get all of them back when you take a long rest.
That's really super.
Jen says, but make Link.
I mean, that's up past. I think that was an Agile Heroes, probably.
I think Agile Hero, yeah.
So I like this because they change as you level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like instead of it's not spells where I'm just looking to do the most damage. It's now I'm just more helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point.
Neat.
And you know what's really nice is the fact that it's only 10 levels. They don't need to layer even more complexity on top of things. They don't need to ramp up difficulty. And what campaign really goes past level 10?
Exactly.
Like 1 in 10 or 15 campaigns actually lasts that long.
100%. There's like, and most of the time when you're starting in a game that runs like 1 to 20, you want to start at a higher level anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's when all
Also
the cool
true.
stuff is there. And this is, you just start with cool stuff.
Yeah. All right. So our first smart hero is an engineer.
Wonder what Merrick might play here.
You know what? I really like the engineer. It comes with a companion. We're going to see a couple of companions on the next one, but we're going to keep going. You're going to see one I want more than engineer. So yeah, they've got, let's see, an amphibious robot, a flying drone, a walking or driving robot. Got a bunch of engineer plans to customize, I'm assuming your robot? No, customize gear. Cut the power, demolish things. Emergency jetpack.
When you enact this plan as an action, you reveal an emergency jetpack. You have one under a cape.
Cool. My robot can do that. Overload shock mode. Yeah?
Yeah, this is going to be fun to play.
I know, right? Then we got a hacker. Nice, straightforward, cool stuff. We've got the plans include breaking it, which upgrades as you go and is different based on if you're targeting a device, vehicle, or robot, droid, or cyborg.
Oh, I see.
So we've got a handy table for that. Is that an emergency jetpack, or are you just happy to see me? Asks Coffee.
And that's when it's an emergency jetpack and you fly at them.
Did you see that one of the plans is just, I'm in?
I'm in.
I feel like this game was made by nerds, Patrick.
What? What's giving you that vibe? I haven't picked up that yet.
We have Our next smart hero class, the Mastermind. Patrick, this is the one I want to play. One of the plans is I had it poisoned. When you or an ally you can see makes a successful attack with a weapon that does piercing or slashing damage to a target, you can use this plan. Or after someone in the same room as you eats something, drinks something, or receives medical treatment, I had it poisoned.
I totally get it. I totally understand why that is.
And this,
You know that it's poison.
this one plan takes up this entire 2-page spread, basically. Because
what I do love is that all of the options, it's like something that hurts them or incapacitates them. It's not just like one specific thing.
Exactly. It also says if you have an ingestible or injury poison in your inventory, you can choose to use that poison in place of one of the ones above. So if your setting has different stuff, it still applies with this plan.
That's pretty cool.
So the other plans, again, that I love, I had them bugged. I have the perfect disguise. I knew you'd do that. I lured you into danger. I'll tell you how it's done, and they'll never see us coming.
I love that for most of those, it's very clearly the chair turns around moment.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you how it's done.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. Scientist.
We're talking about inclusivity. There you go.
There you go. Always good. And I think they specifically have wheelchair rules designed by the same person who did the combat wheelchair included in here. Sarah something. But yeah, this one is about blowing stuff up. And
one of their plans is can of whoop ass.
Yep. Which just like this one like gases up your friends. Got some knockout gas.
Yeah, this sounds like just a bucket of fun to play.
It does. It sounds really good. All right, and then we get into Wise Heroes. Ready to move on?
Always.
All right, Wise Heroes. So they've got a focus mechanic, which effectively is our key points. So you get your focus as you're leveling up, starting with 2, ending with 9, and you use them to fuel different abilities depending on your class. So we got a hunter. And I remember that this one is considered complex because we get a companion.
I do like that under the header where it has like a little comment from each of the characters they've laid. The wolf gets a caption.
Woof. This guy is giving me like very much wolf vibes from Gargoyles.
Because they modeled this character on Wolf from Gargoyles? Is that why it's giving you those vibes?
It might be that.
Like, that's an Australian person. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I know that they've just done movie properties, but wouldn't it be cool if they like got Gargoyles from Disney?
Yes. That would be cool.
Yeah. So we got more animal companions, just like the robot companions. We got our master, which is like basically just a straight up monk.
Yep. They did split up a little bit of it though. Some stuff went to other places.
Mm-hmm.
They like divvied it up. Like some are agile, some are here.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Because you have martial arts in over in Agile Hero, but here we have Key Strike and things like that. This is one thing I really like. Where like we've seen basically the ranger with a pet, and then the monk, and now the sleuth, and those are 3 like completely different archetypes. Well, classes within this archetype.
Yeah.
But now you have like spend focus to do this stuff, I guess. What do they use focus for in this one?
Are you in sleuth?
I'm in Sleuth. When you fail in it, you can re-roll the check. This can be done only once per. Oh, weak spot. As a bonus action, you can spend 1 focus point to gain advantage on your next attack roll against one opponent you can see. If that attack hits, you deal the additional damage. So it's kind of like an on-demand sneak attack because you give yourself advantage rather than having to manufacture it.
Yeah, it's. I think it blends a little bit of rogue and monk.
Yeah.
From the looks of it.
Yep. Okay. Oh, and then we're out of wisdom. Out of wise heroes into charming heroes. Last group.
That guy.
Yeah. Salvatore Bittencourt Esquire.
I love it.
Okay. So now we have influence dice, influence die type, and tricks.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You have 2 influence dice, which are d6s, which are expended when they're rolled. You regain all of them when you finish a short or long rest. You learn tricks from your class's list of tricks, yada yada. Okay. And you use your tricks during a single attack, saving throw, or ability check. So it's kind of like the swashbuckler rogue.
Well, the first archetype?
The duelist?
The duelist.
Yeah, look at that coat. Over that white suit with a white hat.
His name is Dexter Lafontaine.
So, were they looking at my notes?
Yeah.
For my characters, or?
They're like, and just, this character is Merrick. We'll just make that.
So duelists, and then were they looking at Ian's notes for the icon?
Yes, they were.
So just looking at like some of the duelist tricks, like you can disarm, lunge, parry, riposte. That's cool. And you don't get all of those. Those are ones you pick as you level.
Oh yeah. Which is pretty cool. I like that they didn't just have like fighter gets these archetypes. It's like sort of spread out amongst it.
Yeah, that you can be a charismatic melee fighter by being a duelist. Yeah. I actually, there's one on guard. You can add your charisma modifier to your initiative rolls. I just love the fact of picturing that you go faster because you're just so, like, you're so flashy, you're so precise. Everyone's just like a little bit in awe that they go a little bit slower than you.
They're just stunned by how in command of yourself you are.
Yeah.
And then you stab them.
Mm-hmm. I'm so cool. I got penguins writing me postcards. Johnny Blaze.
Wow. I know that I don't like that guy. Right off the bat, I would not like talking to this guy.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. I feel like just gonna pop open the physical book. Oh, that's what we should have done. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go back to the things that we thought might have been missing.
Ooh, if they're in the physical copy?
See if they're in the physical copy. Maybe my PDF just isn't updated. Because this is from the original one a while back.
Been there before.
Okay, so it was backgrounds. Nope. Ends at iconic equipment for both Raised by Assassins and Royal Family.
Weird.
Interesting.
Maybe they just... I mean, it did say at the start, not everybody gets all of them.
Yeah.
So.
Leader. Oh yeah, I'm on leader. Unless you want to go through the icon stuff.
No, I'm on leader.
Cool. Leader's great. Like a little bit of bard, but definitely more of a warden from 4E D&D.
That's immediately what I was thinking. Jan.
Barked order. Yeah, some cool stuff. Just like spend your what were they called?
Influence dice.
Influence dice. To do a little bit more of that. Yeah, more direct. We got a manipulator. Can hypnotize people.
That's scary.
with the little marionette.
There's something so unsettling about this person who's like clearly got some sort of lollipop while also one-handing a marionette.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like it. Not with the board either. That's just
Just to each finger. Yeah.
yeah, it's magic.
Cool. All right.
It is like they took Bard and like smushed it.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
like every piece of what kind of Bard you want to be, here they are.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you want to mix and match, you can always use the multi-class feats.
Can you be like a manipulator leader?
I think so, yeah.
That would be cool.
I think that like the multi-class feats allow you some specific abilities from other classes.
Oh, cool. So if you're like, that's a neat thing, I want that.
Yeah. It may not be all of them, so you may not be able to make the exact thing that you're looking for, but
Well, we'll find out.
yeah, I mean it's 10 to 8 right now. How good are you to go? You want to go to 8:30?
8:30 sounds good.
Cool.
I'm intensely invested in
Good.
this book.
We're going to get to speed up now because that was like most of the stuff to look at, and then we're going to get into sections and just kind of overview. So like
I want to go back real quick for just 1 second.
yeah.
Under manipulator tricks, human shield is one of them.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So
As a reaction, when an opponent targets you for an attack, but before they roll to hit, you can expend an influence die to change the target to a different opponent within 5 feet of you. If the attack hits the chosen opponent, add the influence die to the damage dealt. That's great.
terrifying.
All right. So finishing touches, just like derived stats, persona, motivations, or persona is built on motivations, attachments, biography, beliefs, role, appearance, virtues, all of these that I would consider very optional, but good stuff to help you visualize a character if you don't have it visualized.
I think that's a struggle at the beginning for a lot of people. It's tough to like. I think you and I now, when we're like, I want to play this character, this is exactly who they are as a person, and this is where they've lived their life. But we've done that 1,000 times. For someone who's like, I need to make a character. What? Who is this?
Yeah,
What
exactly.
number? I see some numbers.
If you're new to RPGs, just like pick something that's cool and then play yourself as that cool thing. Just do that for your first couple of games.
That is always solid.
Coffee says, that's what Pinterest is for.
For some more than other.
Yeah. Wealth. So we'll talk about wealth. We got 0, you are nearly penniless. 6, you're filthy rich. Basically, if we go to price level, a character can freely buy or can assume they already own any item that has a price level equal to or lower than the character's wealth level. Unrestricted, don't roll, that's what it is.
That's amazing.
And then it's just based on access. Where does if a hero wants to buy something that has a price level above their wealth level, the GM determines how much money they need to raise. Alternatively, it's fine for one hero to give or loan equipment to another hero or to make purchases for the team. So it's basically just, if you're at this wealth level, anything equal to or below, you get it. No problem, as long as you can find it. If it's above, it's up to the GM to come up with a roll.
Okay, so how many bars of soap can I acquire?
Well, first you're going to need to get a cart.
I will get one. I assume that's within my wealth level.
And how many ball bearings would you like in the cart?
How many? Exactly. We're talking quantity here.
Yeah, and then they've got rules for getting windfalls, which increases your wealth level by 1 for a year. Financial disasters, which drop them down.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Got our equipment pack, so let's look at the thug pack.
Thug pack. First, one of them is badass pack.
Badass pack. Ooh, nice. So you're the Bruce Willis.
Clothes, jeans, tank top, steel toe boots. And you get a heavy leather jacket. And you get an old muscle car. And you know what comes with that? Car stuff.
Car stuff.
They're like, I don't care. What's covered
You got
in
car
that is
stuff.
car stuff.
The Thug Pack has clothes, jeans, an old t-shirt, combat boots, gear, bag stuff, pocket stuff. You get a junker car with car stuff, brass knuckles, a pocket 38, and a heavy leather jacket.
I love so much how much they were like, it doesn't matter. It's inconsequential what's in your pockets. You get pocket stuff.
And then we have our
The end.
Yeah, specialized kits. We've got bulk rules. Yeah.
Yeah, for carrying.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good system so that you're not actually tracking pounds. Explosives, advanced equipment. I mean, if we look at the tables, brass knuckles do 1d6, a fire axe does 1d8, sledgehammer does 1d12. I want to look at the heavy guns for your heavy gunner. What are their...
You mean in advanced ranged weapons?
Yeah.
No, not even.
Not even. Advanced explosives, advanced armors, advanced shields? No? It's got to be further, so we find historical equipment. Past
Military
that.
equipment.
There you go.
Gotta keep
Military
going.
equipment. So here we're looking at a carbine is a 1d12, an assault rifle is a 1d12, anti-material is a 2d10, heavy machine guns 2d10. So yeah, you're looking at a heavy machine gun as your main loadout, right?
Yes.
And then
Its range is bonkers.
at level at level 9 you're rolling 3d10. Yeah.
I like it. That's pretty cool.
We
A lot
should
of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of gear. We should quickly talk about penetration value and armor value. So, because that's like
Exactly what your wife just said.
because that is a very big change in the system. Because we talked about it at the very beginning that armor does not add to your
Defense.
defense. So armor value measures how well armor or shield protects you against weapons. See armor and shields below for more information. Here we go. Armor value. This measures how well your armor protects you against weapons. It is compared against the penetration value of weapons, with higher AV offering better protection. To determine if your armor protects against a weapon attack, use the following steps. This is page 140 if you were looking for it.
Nope, I'm there.
Cool. You compare the armor value, AV, of the personal armor to the penetration value, PV, of the attack. If the AV is equal to or higher than the PV, you can make an armor saving throw. If the PV is higher, armor doesn't do anything. So, if our armor value is 2, the penetration value is 3, just ignore the armor. Now, making an armor saving throw is a DC of 10 or half the damage from the attack, rounded down, whichever is higher. If you are proficient with the armor, you can add your proficiency bonus to the armor saving throw. If the armor is damaged, you have disadvantage on the saving throw. If you succeed, you take no damage, but your armor is now damaged. If you fail, you take full damage. Now,
So is it just not damaged and it can't go further?
correct. So we skipped the sort of like intro part. You don't make an armor save against every attack that would damage you. You
Okay.
only trigger armor when an attack would drop you to 0 hit points.
Oh, okay.
So
That makes sense.
you're taking damage all the time, and it's considered the sort of like narrative damage of like cuts and bruises and near misses, and maybe something actually like is a flesh wound, but for the most part, it's missing you until one drops you to 0 hit points. Then you
I like that it gives you the chance.
Yeah, and then you get a chance if the weapon isn't going to just like blow through the armor, because like if it's just a leather coat, a rifle's going to go through it, but a knife may not.
That's true.
And then you get a chance.
That's pretty cool.
And if you succeed, your armor is damaged, which means your next chance you have disadvantage on that save, but you don't get dropped to 0.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gives you that chance to keep going.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I can imagine a scenario where you've been almost dropped to 0 and you're just constantly making armor attacks as you're just like struggling and you keep making your saves and you just keep fighting through.
Yeah. All right, so we've got vehicles, ammunition, aircraft. This is cool. So page 174, useful places. Just gives you information for an armory, home, laboratory, safe house, storage unit, studio, or workshop.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, we're into feats.
Don't fail me now.
And I want to move quickly through this because I want to look through one of the cinematic ones as well tonight if we can get to it. So you get your feats at your even levels.
Okay.
There are basic feats, which they give just in this table right here. They're always minor, and they are just little increments. Increase in ability score by 1 point.
You could get 2 of those.
Yeah.
When you instead of the major. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it because it helps you if you're like, man, I've been having to roll like investigation a lot, but I'm not trained in investigation. You get a feat, you get investigation, and maybe I go up my wealth level.
Exactly.
A little better. That's cool. I like that.
And like, they've also just added expertise as a thing that anybody can get. It just doubles your proficiency modifier with something you're already proficient in.
Oh yeah, advanced skill training. Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, and then we have advanced feats, which give you specific and detailed effects. And then we have multi-class feats. And then advanced feats can be minor or major. And then
I see that.
all multi-class feats are major. All basic feats are minor. Yeah, and then we have lovely, helpful tables to just sort of organize them for you. And then they go into like the detailed explanation of all the various feats. So like we should take a look at a multi-class feat.
I'm just scrolling through to the multi-class feats right now.
Yeah, so they got archetype ones where you can gain skills and talents from one of the 6 archetypes. You've got class training, which gets you proficiencies and talents from the 19 classes. Ooh, and then advanced class training, which gets you higher level class talents.
Yep.
Dang, there's a lot of customization there. Okay,
Yep.
so let's look at... it's the first one. We'll just look at strong hero multi-class feats, right? Or did you want to look at charisma and see how you could cross-train a bard?
No.
All right. So strong hero training. As long as you do not have a strong hero archetype, your strength is 13 or higher, and your level is 2 or higher. You've learned how to use your strength to focus on aggressive offense. You gain basic equipment proficiency. You gain proficiency of one of the following skills: athletics, acrobatics, or endurance. Before making an attack, you can declare you're being reckless. You gain advantage on all melee weapon attack rolls, but all opponents attacking you have advantage on their attack rolls. So you just get the ability from the first level.
Yep.
Okay, and then we have a training and an advanced training for each one of those. So do we want to look at the
archetypes? Yeah.
We want to look at the gunner one?
I like it.
Something else, then you want to buy into gunner?
It just gives you the abilities.
Okay, so...
And then the advanced one gives you new stuff.
So you may use strength instead of dexterity when you make a ranged attack. That's the ability, yeah. You can ignore the stationary property when making an attack. Yeah, okay. And then the sound of explosives and heavy machine gun fire are music to your ears under the advanced one. You gain military equipment proficiency. When you damage any target with suppressive fire or an explosive, the damage is increased by double your proficiency bonus. When you take the suppressive fire action, you can double the area covered. Interesting.
I think it just gives you
the talents.
the talents.
Yeah, you're
at those
basically just
levels.
buying into those talents from those levels.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So yeah, it is. And
It doesn't give you everything, but it gives you some of the stuff.
that must have been a balancing nightmare. But it's also interesting because you're not giving up your own class's talents for it. You're giving up your feat slots.
Yeah. But it's cool. It seems like it'd be a great way to make a lot more maybe versatile is the word I mean.
Varied,
Diverse
diverse.
character. Like you can have a strong hero who's also got some plans.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean that immediately is very cool. I'm like, yeah, I could make a strong hero or a duelist that also is a mastermind.
Stab someone with your rapier. It was poison.
It was poisoned.
Wait, what?
All right, and then here we're basically into the back matter of the book that we don't really need to go into. We could probably skip almost directly to just the what is different from 5e.
Yeah, these seem like pretty standard things you'll have to reference,
Yeah.
like for most of it through here.
But, I mean, shout out to just the layout of this book. I like the caution tape. I like the additional, like, details on each page. And the, like, half-page art that they throw in every once in a while is so good.
One thing that I really like, and it's probably not something you'd super notice in a physical copy, but on like a PDF when you're scrolling, the pages have different background.
Mm-hmm.
It like alternates so that there's some difference in the page you're looking at, which I
Yeah,
like.
absolutely. Page 248. Chases and vehicles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't want to go like in depth into this, but it is comprehensive and fun.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, there is a lot.
And the thing that I think is the most fun about it is actually in the Game Master section for chases. I think it's just a little bit later. So if we go... Oh. Syrinscape crashed. We didn't lose everything. I can still see you moving, so at least we still have the internet.
Testing 1, 2.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Okay, Syrinscape is back. All right, here we go. I have found it. So this is starting on page 272. And now a little bit of background on a chase. Whenever a round starts in a chase, the Game Master introduces a complication or a hazard.
Ooh.
Now, they give you a D10 chart for complications or hazards for various different types of chases. So if you're in a foot chase on urban streets, you could get a fruit cart, a busy street, under construction, rumbling train, suspicious cop, twisting alleyways, crowd, dumpster, or straightaway. And they all have different effects and suggestions.
So normally chase scenes are tense, but not like a crazy amount of fun because you're just trying to get away.
Yeah.
This seems like a movie chase.
Exactly. And that was a foot chase. Then we have foot chase building interior, foot chase city rooftops, storm of pigeons, foot chase urban underground,
Wow.
foot chase Parker woodland, foot chase natural caver ruins, and then we go into vehicle chases, city streets, back roads. That's it? Just city streets and back roads? Nope, I didn't miss one. Just those two. But goodness, I want a screen with just those, so like I can have my regular screen, and then I could be like, we're doing a chase. Thunk.
We're playing a different game tonight.
Because yeah, just like so good.
That's pretty cool.
I love it. It was a great thing.
Need to read through those rules.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we get computer hacking, we get traveling, calling the authorities, standoffs, and just a ton of Game Master info. Poisons. Tons and tons of poisons.
Oh, geez, yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah. There's a big section. Under diseases,
Oh.
we have the epidemic hantavirus, lycanthropy, plague, and zombie virus.
Hey, was your regular campaign getting a fail? It's now a zombie survival game.
And I mean, you could be like, we're playing Pacific Rim. Nah, that one's weird. We're playing Rambo.
Okay, I was going to say it'd be really easy to fight zombies in a year.
Unless they're like World War Z zombies and they just like flow up you. So yeah, you can just add it to whatever you want. But anyways, then there's a big recreational drug section.
Whoa.
Dealing with medical uses, effects, overdose, and addiction, withdrawal, and types of drugs.
Jeez.
Broken down into...
You want to get into the weeds.
Literally, because the first one is cannabinoids.
Yeah. I didn't mean it that way, and then I caught it.
And then depressants and dissociatives. Oh,
Dang.
and pathogens, opioids, psychedelics, steroids, stimulants. Someone had fun with this chapter.
Yes. I get the feeling that someone had a fun with making this game.
Yeah. Okay. Then we just keep going into Game Master advice. This page 326. There's a beautiful graph of a story.
That's pretty cool.
Beginning, middle, and end. Like, what a nice visual, and just a great way to introduce new people to running games. Making NPCs, adding clues, tons of stuff. Here's about creating adventures.
I actually really like this like helpful info of like, hey, you didn't have a lot of time to prep. Here's some cool things that you might need to get you through this.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time? This is what you can dig in.
Go. Coffee says, Game Master advice. Give your players time to fall in love with their characters before you kill them.
Or give your characters time to fall in love with your NPCs and then kill those NPCs.
Ooh. So then we hit chapter 15, opponents and allies. And it's like we've got information on how to make them, and then just a ton of entries. If you start on page 353, tables and tables and tables. And like some of these really great bits of art. And like we got regular folks here. We got a slasher on page 388, which looks terrifying. Got a mask, got a machete, got the Freddy Krueger glove. And a noose around their neck.
Uh-oh.
It's Nicodemus. Yeah, there you go. And then you keep going. You get animals. Then we get historic and prehistoric NPCs. We got dinosaurs, prehistoric animals. Science fiction NPCs adds aliens.
Wow.
Including, an entity from beyond. The alien bug queen. And the biggest CR in the game, the god from beyond. On page 416.
Uh-huh.
We also get futuristic.
God from beyond. It has the ability sidestep. The god does not fall prone when it dives for cover. Just imagine that thing just diving for cover. It's fun.
Coffee says no thank you. Futuristic robots.
Oh.
There's a killer robot. Mutated humans. A super mutant. We got supernatural NPCs with demons, vampires.
Sick kick-ass greater demon. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wow, they put a lot into this.
I know. This really is reminding me of the Cypher System role-playing game, like the handbook at this particular section where they're just like, whatever game you're running, like we threw it in for you. Just
You
whatever you
It's
like.
here. How do you find the rules for your werewolf? It's right here.
Check out zombies, because it's like, okay, we got your shambling zombies, we got your zombie dogs, but if you're a Resident Evil fan, here's the zombie licker and the elite warrior.
Yep. There's also a bloater. Fun.
Yeah, so that could be Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Explode. Got skeletons, gargoyles, mummies, werewolf, mummy lord,
Creating.
and making NPCs. All right. So then we have Appendix A 5e changes. It's 3 pages. We're probably not going to get to all of that, but we covered most of it.
I mean, it's pretty. I think pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
If you've played 5e, it's easy to see what's changed.
Yeah.
If you've never played it, doesn't matter.
They go through all of the stuff here
Yeah.
pretty well, pretty easily. All right. It is 8:16. We got 15 more minutes, so we should go through one. I have available right now The Crow, Escape from New York, Kong, Pacific Rim, Highlander, and Total Recall.
Please don't make me choose. I need you to pick.
Okay, then there is one I'm going to pick.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Pacific Rim.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So Pacific
Very
Rim.
upset by this.
You're very upset.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Oh no. Oh yeah, and I mean we didn't really talk about their Kickstarter going right now, which like mentioned it up at the beginning, but like super good stuff there. So let me pull up the Pacific Rim PDF. Here we go. And I'm actually going to just quickly pull up the Kickstarter and plug that for them, because again, it's only going for the next 5 days, and it's a good opportunity to get into the game. If it'll load. So if you go to Kickstarter and you search up the Legendary Bundle, or if you look up Evil Genius Games, you're going to find it. They've got 1,082 backers, 5 days to go. They've raised in American $108,102 of their $30,000 goal.
That number's bigger than I think they got over.
They did. They funded in the first 45 minutes.
I love seeing that.
Yeah. Okay. So what this is, it is publishing 2 large resources for 2 of their cinematic things, for Kong Skull Island and for Pacific Rim. I wonder if is this gonna work? Yeah, there we go. I can show the Kickstarter page on the screen.
And you're saying it's like a full book, other than just this like an adventure?
Yeah. So what it is? Let's look at Kong Skull Island, Isle of the Damned. It's a complete 160-page adventure, a 64-page bestiary of new and existing beasts and deadly flora, cardboard pawns for 50-plus beasts and NPCs with plastic pawn stands, a map tile pack, and a limited edition collectible wooden box.
That's kick-ass.
Yeah. And so it's a full... okay, we finally get to find out what a cap is. Cinematic Adventure Path. It's a full adventure that takes you from level 1 to 10.
Oh, that's cool.
In this setting. Yeah, and for Pacific Rim, 160-page adventure book, including dozens of missions. Dozens of missions? Oof. And introducing 20 brand new kaiju. A 64-page guide to building and leveling Jaegers. As well as cardboard pawns for 20 kaiju and 10 unique Jaegers with plastic pawn stands, a map tile pack, and a limited edition collectible metal box. So I know that the Kong Skull Island adventure, you go to the island and you meet up with characters from the movie, and you go on an adventure and find other cultures and prophecies and come up against strange monsters. And then in Pacific Rim, you kick off with a kaiju battle, and then you go around just trying to get people to sign on to the Pan-Pacific Defense Force. Like countries to do so.
Do you never fight kaijus again?
I'm sure you fight a lot of kaiju.
It'd be really sad if it was like, you fight one and that's it. Now it's political.
Yeah. Anyways, that is the thing.
That's pretty cool.
People should check it out. So
More
let's...
than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the cinematic adventure for Pacific Rim, which is 126 pages. Do you have the PDF of this one?
I have it open currently.
Fantastic. So I'm not as familiar with this one. This one I haven't read through. I've read through the Highlander one, like start to finish.
Shocking.
But yeah, so they've got information about the movies, Pacific Rim and Uprising. They give you background on kaiju Jaegers and terminology. Drift compatible. Got a timeline. Lovely art. Terrifying art on the next page.
Yep.
Adventure eras, so you can go right into the Kaiju Wars, the post-war, and then the Uprising Wars. Different organizations. The cults. Alright, here we go. Hero options. We've got new backgrounds, disaster survivor, exclusion zone resident, ex-kaiju worshiper, and PPDC tradition. Cool. We got new professions, Jaeger technician, kaiju... Oh, wait, I missed one, didn't I? No, I didn't. Kaiju harvester, kaiju scientist, neural engineer, PPDC cadet, PPDC officer, PPDC ranger veteran, tech scavenger. New class. Is this, So if this is a new class... Oh, Wise Hero. It says right there.
Where's this? Oh, under Wise Hero. Okay, so
yeah,
you're
right?
Wise bonded twin. Gotcha.
Yeah, you're a Wise Hero archetype. You get to be bonded twins. Cool. Granted, level 1, you are actually two people who share a mental connection so powerful that you function as a single individual in two bodies. That's fun. So you don't have to,
Yeah, I thought you'd play with someone else.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, so you got to convince another player. No. You just get two bodies.
That's sick.
That's really fun. Double Trouble is one of their abilities. Prepare for trouble. But make it double.
That's cool, actually. I like that.
New shared plan. Smart heroes in a Pacific Rim adventure, or in other adventures with the GM's permission, can choose the following plan in place of their normal options. It's a shared plan, so any smart hero can learn it. Calculated trajectory. Your late nights of detailed mathematical calculations and study of firing mechanisms have paid off. You can enact this plan, which takes no action during your turn, to use your intelligence modifier in place of your strength or dexterity modifier for the attack and damage rolls of ranged attacks you make with one type of weapon for the next minute.
That's pretty sick.
In addition, you become proficient in that weapon for the duration, and you can apply any one of the following effects of your choice to all such attacks. My brain is immediately going like, okay, so if I play this type of hero and I multi-class to get plans, and then I grab calculated trajectory. So you can ignore cover and armor. You can change the targeted space of the attack after the combatants have chosen one. You can bounce it after they die for cover.
That's cool.
Wow. Liquid dynamics, you can gain the aquatic property. The attack ignores any penalties due to vision quality. Piercing shot, ricochet, wind coefficient. And you can choose additional options per level. And at level 9, you have advantage on all affected attack rolls for a minute.
That is a cool plan.
We've got new feats, and then we've got Jaeger. Jaeger rules.
Okay. So it's basically like you just start playing the Jaeger?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
So you have pilot's proficiency bonuses based on the bulk. We've got sizes, standard equipment, energy core, bulk and neural load. This is all just like explaining. Oh, wow. Melee Jaeger weapons table is fun.
Oh boy.
Ranged Jaeger weapons, there's just so much. I'm just wondering, like, where are the rules for scale?
Yeah.
Here we go. Part 3, new rules. So we had all of that stuff. Ooh, page 32 has a pretty cool Jaeger blade art. Energy blade. So yeah, new rules. We've got Titanic scale. Jaegers and kaiju tower over the world around them, standing as tall as skyscrapers. They exist on a scale well beyond the normal size categories, and normal handheld weapons have almost no chance of harming them. Monsters and machines of this size are called Titanic scale, and use these altered mechanics. Otherwise, though, they work like any other combatants. 1 hex is 100 feet instead of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Tiny, small, medium, large, huge, and gargantuan Titan with their sizes and their spaces. We've got Titanic damage and penetration. We've got new conditions. Yeah, generally, conditions inflicted by normal scale combatants affect nothing at Titanic scale. You're not going to daze a kaiju.
You can't trip one with a net.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Piloting Jaegers. Drifting. The pilots must connect their minds together. This is called drifting. Drifting occurs in 3 stages. You connect them, communicate by thought alone, but their thoughts are still separate. Cerebral turbulence, and then synaptic synchronization. We got the neural handshake. Wow. Yeah, okay. We're jumping into it.
It's got rules for who you're drifting with.
Yeah, and chasing the rabbit.
Yep.
And solo piloting. Ooh, if your sync quality is terrible, you cannot attack.
Dang.
While piloting, all pilots make all attack rolls for their Jaeger, using the bonus they would normally use, including proficiency. The quality of the connection between the pilots determines which result is used to determine whether the attack hits. However, if both pilots hit, they'll be dealing more damage. Cool.
Dude, I love that.
So you work oh, that's so good. So if you have good or perfect, you use the best of all results. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love that because I was so worried. I was like, so how do you determine who's doing what when you're piloting a Jaeger?
Yeah. Roll
Good.
together
like
and
yeah. And if you're better, if one guy rolls a 1, one guy rolls a 20,
yeah.
doesn't suck.
Dealing damage. When making an attack, each pilot makes the attack roll. It always matters which pilots have rolled high enough to hit. If all pilots' results are equal to or higher than their target's defense, then each pilot can add their ability modifier to the damage die the Jaeger deals, if they would otherwise be able to. If the attack succeeds, but not all pilots' results were equal to or higher than the target's defense, then the attack hits, but no pilot adds their ability modifier to the damage, even the ones that did roll high enough. If they normally wouldn't be able to add their ability modifier to their damage, then instead the attack deals half as many dice of damage, rounded down to a minimum 1 die.
Okay.
I'd like a quick reference of this. If a talent adds any additional damage to an attack, a pilot only applies that bonus if their own attack roll's result was equal to or higher than the target's defense, even if the attack hit overall.
Okay, so if you're better at attacking, you still get to add your cool extra thing.
Yeah.
If you hit.
When a Jaeger scores a critical hit, instead of multiplying all damage dice, add 1 die of the weapon's die type to the damage for each pilot that scored a critical hit on their attack roll.
Okay, so if you crit and they don't, you add 1 extra die.
1 extra die. It's got system trauma, taking damage.
So it says pilots only multiply their own bonus damage dice if they scored a critical hit on their own attack roll. Does that mean like outside of a Jaeger?
It's got to be.
Yeah, because it covers Jaeger
Mm-hmm.
rules up above.
System
Jaegers
Tron.
cannot be sickened.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, cool. Backflipping Jaeger on page 41.
Whoa.
Fighting kaiju.
That's Saber Athena.
There you go.
That's the coolest one.
Oof. So good. Game Master advice. Adventure ideas. Cool. We're not gonna... Oh, and then part 5, the adventure. The Fenris Aurora. We're not gonna go any further than that because we don't want to put spoilers in the stream. But yeah, so those are the rules. Oh, you're muted.
Me?
Oh, you were just... I thought you were, like, saying something. I saw your mouth moving.
Oh, maybe I just didn't pick up. I said this is cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. And I mean, like, just throwing it to Highlander, because those were rules that I read. One of the things that they do in that one is, like, they have a rule that when a Highlander dies, if they're not decapitated, they just come back at the next turn.
That's sick.
Like, they put these little tweaks into the system to make it play where you want to be.
That's cool. In Highlander, is everyone a Highlander? Or can you just...
You can choose not to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would pick that, but...
Oh, there was actually one super cool thing about Highlander I wanted to mention as well. They added rules. They got approval from the licensor that they put in new canon that Highlanders could sense where holy ground was.
Oh, that's cool.
Just to give you that sort of like mechanical reason to be like, wait a second, I shouldn't fight here.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall thoughts?
I don't know if it was super clear, but I'm kind of jacked to play this game.
Right?
It's all the fun of 5e, but cool and modern, and I like how they switched it around.
Is there any particular one of their cinematic adventures that you would want to play first?
I don't know. The answer is yes.
Uh-huh.
It's all of them.
What movies or other properties do you think they're missing? And I mean, we know that there are many other wonderful licenses that have already been snagged. Like Alien, Blade Runner, Stargate SG-1. I've got all those there. There is a Terminator RPG already.
Oh yeah.
Like, what licenses should they be going after for their 2024 season of Everyday Heroes if they end up running that?
That's a tough one. I don't know of anyone that... I'm trying to think now. Now I don't know what any movies are.
I got 2.
What are your 2?
Fast and the Furious.
Oh, with the chase rules? Let's just do that anyway.
I mean, you could just play it out of the book. Transformers.
Oh, that would be really cool. Oh, if you could play as Transformers?
Yeah.
That would be sick as
I mean,
hell.
you've already kind of got the kaiju or the Jaeger rules.
Yeah, go. Boop. Now you're you.
Yep.
You're a strong Transformer. Oh,
And I mean,
so
it'd be cool if they did do something like Constantine.
yeah. Constantine would be a sick one.
That'd be a good one. What other, like, modern fantasy things could they do? I mean,
I don't know movies now.
Bright's not a thing anymore. That was like We don't talk about that movie.
What happened with that movie?
Oh, the like writer producer was like
Bad.
yeah, not a good person.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Will Smith, Independence Day, Men in Black,
Men in Black.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, that you said it there.
Men in Black would be cool. Starship Troopers.
Yeah, this would be really fun to Starship Troopers.
Oh, this would be great for Starship Troopers.
I mean, it doesn't require a crazy shifting of rules. We could just
You could just do that.
just do Starship Troopers.
Would you like to know more?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I just gotta go back through movies
It
we
feels
love.
incredibly malleable.
It does. It really does. Like the fact that they made those archetypes based on the ability scores, and then just like gave you options beneath.
Like, I feel it's pretty easy to take them and then just sort of like whatever the name is, change it into the setting you want it to be in without having to actually augment anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is delightfully versatile.
Yeah. No, I love it. I think that this is a super cool game.
Very excited to have 7 of these games ongoing where we can't make up our minds over what to play.
Yeah. Cool. Well, and I mean, every person from Evil Genius Games that I have spoken with so far has been lovely, just wonderful people, very excited to like get the game out there and have people seeing it and playing it, and so that's really cool.
That's always good.
Mm-hmm. So, if you're watching this and you've hung out this far, well done, thank you. And check out the Legendary bundle in the next week. Pick it up. One thing, actually, that we should talk about on the Legendary bundle. Did I close it? Oh, I did close it. But if you back the Legendary bundle, you can get the PDF of Everyday Heroes for only $10.
That's not bad.
Because you need it to play the adventures that they're doing. They made it very accessible. So even if you just want to get this PDF and check it out for yourself, that's just $10.
And it is worth it.
Yeah. But if you want the physical book and you want to like pick up some of the other stuff that came out in the previous Kickstarter, just like right there, there's a QR code on your screen. You scan it with your phone, and then you can buy it from their store, and it will support us, which is pretty cool.
Good.
And then, maybe they like us more, and then we do more things like this.
Yes. And then it forces Merrick to have to run games. And I, as a great friend,
An incredible
support
friend.
him, by playing in them every time.
So thank you, Patrick, for coming out and chatting with about Everyday Heroes with me.
Everyday heroes are like you and me. Also, like firefighters.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Go back their Kickstarter and play this game. It seems pretty cool. I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah. If you like rolling dice, there's nothing wrong with what we just saw. All quality stuff.
Yeah. Any final stuff? Any final thoughts?
No. Come
back on second Mondays to watch us play The Expanse RPG by Green Ronin Publishing, because we have a fun time with that. Check out any of our other stuff, Falcons of Fortune or Hellbreakers, or our other reviews on youtube.com/@SkyhammerPress. Follow on Twitter @SkyhammerK, or the other social medias like Instagram and TikTok @SkyhammerPress. Those are the things. Good night. Goodbye. Have a wonderful time, and thanks for coming out. Ja.
Bye.
Bye.